Welcome to day 65 of our school year. Let's go ahead and get this highlighted. Okay, so let's get down our fraction. We have 180 total school days. We're on day 65. Let's find the factors of our numerator, which is 65. Two factors we always know are 1 and the number itself. Using the commutative property of multiplication, I can also write it as 65 times 1. Now we're going to go through our factors in order using our divisibility rules. Next after 1 is 2. The rule for 2 is that it ends in an even number. It ends in an odd number, so 2 is not a factor, and no even number will be, so I just need to check odd numbers now. The rule for 3 is that we add the digits together. 6 plus 5 equals 11. 11 is not a multiple of 3, so 3 is not a factor. We try 5. The rule for 5 is that it ends in a 0 or 5. It does end in a 5. 5 is a factor. 5 times 13. 13 times 5. We try 7. 7, 14, 21, 28, 35, 42, 49, 56, 63, 70. 65 is not in that list, so 7 is not a factor. We try 9. 9 has the same rule as 3. We add the digits together. We get 11. 11 is not a multiple of 9, so 9 is not a factor. We try 11. 11, 22, 33, 44, 55, 66. 65 is not in that list, so 11 is not a factor. And then we get to 13, so we're done. Also, 13 is prime. When our second factor is prime and we've gone in order, we are done. So we list them from least to greatest. We have 4 factors, so it is composite. Now we need to figure out which is our greatest common factor. So let's start with our greatest factor, which is 65. Your groups do not have to look like mine, but you do need to have 65 in each group. Keep your shaded separated from your unshaded. So I have 50 left over. That's not enough to make a group of 65. So 65 is not a common factor. Let's try 13. Remember to keep your shaded separated from your unshaded. And make sure you have 13 in each group. So I'm just adding. So I have 10 plus 3, 7 plus 6, 4 plus 9, 11 plus 2, 8 plus 5, 5 plus 8, and I have 12 left over. Almost enough to make another group of 13. Just one short, so 13 is not a common factor. Okay, let's try groups of 5. 5 is nice because if I cut 10 into 2 equal pieces, I get 2 groups of 5. Five worked. I have no remainder. So 5 is our greatest common factor. Let's count up our groups of 5. the way I did it, I ended up with 2 in each group, so I can count by 2s. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, 24, 26, 28, 30, 32, 34, 36 total groups of 5. And I have 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 13 shaded in. All right, we've proven it with our model, our division there. Let's go ahead and have our division with our algorithm. So we're going to divide 180 into groups of 5 and 65 into 5 equal groups. So I know that 5 times 20 is 100 because 20 nickels is 100 cents or $1. Numbers the same, zeros the game, more on top, no need to stop. Let's see, let's try 10. 10 times 5 is 50. Numbers the same, zeros the game, more on top, no need to stop. 6 times 5 is 30. Numbers the same, zeros the game. Add these up. 20 plus 10 is 30, plus 6 is 36. Here, 10 times 5 is 50. More on top, no need to stop. More on top, no need to stop. 3 times 5 is 15. Numbers the same, zeros the game. Add up our partial quotients. 10 plus 3 is 13. Now let's check. Divisor times quotient plus remainder. Divisor times quotient plus remainder. Since our remainder is 0 for both, we don't need to actually add it because the identity property of addition says when you add 0, it stays the same. 5 times 6 is 30. 5 groups of 3 tens is 15 tens, plus 3 more is 18 tens. 5 times 3 is 15. 5 times 10, or 5 groups of 10, is 5 tens, plus 1 more is 6 tens, or 60. So 65, that matches our dividend up here, so that checks. 180 matches our dividend up here, so that checks. So our numerator is definitely 13, and our denominator is definitely 36. All right, let's go ahead and fill in our data collection page. Okay, trimester 2, week 1. Today is 11/8/19, and our fraction for today is 13/36. We did groups of 5. Okay, so 11/36 is our last one. 12/36 is equivalent to 15/45, 30/90, and one of the many, many equivalent ones to 1/3. That was our simplest form for equivalent fraction in lowest terms. And then today is 13/36. There's no lines below it, but there is, oh, there's just the one above it, because this is our simplest form, our equivalent fraction in lowest terms. Go ahead and put your number line away, erase your worksheet, and thank you for joining me.